应城 2012
我过一阵子要去美国待一段时间，参加一个会。
I may spend some time in America soon for a conference.
什么会？
What kind of conference?
跟你的美国
With your
同事
American colleagues? Yes.
他们是哪
Which
大学的
university are they from?
加州理工
Caltech
在加利
in
福尼亚
California.
他们不
They're
是
not
教授，
professors.
他们是谁
Who？are they?
时间不
It's
早。
late.
他们也是
Are they
恐怖分
other
子吗
terrorists?
我不是
I am not a
恐怖分子
terrorist.
那你是什
Then
么？
what are you?
你干了
What
什
did
么
you do?
我以为你
I
都
thought
知
you
道
knew.
我当时就
I
知道
knew
你
you
在
were
骗我
lying to me.
但我选择
But I
相
chose
信
to
你。
believe you.
我以为不
I
管你在
thought
做什
that
么
whatever you were
会那么
doing,
危
it
险
couldn't be that
但我
dangerous.
没想到过你会那
Because
么
I never
自私
thought you would be so selfish,
你会为了
that
理
you
想
will
不顾
value
家
your
人的安危。
ideals more than the safety of our family.
我并不是
I
自私
wasn't being
我在
selfish.
帮大
I was
家
helping
我在
people.
教育
I
大
was
家
teaching
帮了
people.
谁呀？
Who were you
那些网
helping?
上无名无姓的
Anonymous
人
people on the
比你
internet?
的家人
Are they
更
more
重要吗？
important than your family?
他们是谁并不
It
重要。
doesn't matter who
我是
they
个教
are.
授
I'm a teacher.
分享我的知识
Sharing my
是我的责
knowledge
任
is my duty.
当我明白
How can I
政府
remain
做什么
silent
怎
when
么
I
可能
understand
保
what
持
the government
沉默
is
那你
doing?
对家人
And
的
what
责
about your
任呢？
duty to your family?
中国也是我的
China
家
is
人
also my family.
我从
I
来没有
never
故意
meant
把
to
你带
put
入
you
到内
in
心之中
danger.
我只是
I
教
was
人
just
们如
teaching
何
people
突破
how to
防火
break
墙
through the
人
firewall.
都这么做
Everybody's doing
我
it.
没想到
I
他们
didn't think
会
they'd
把我
arrest
抓起
me.
但你现在又
And
把我
now
陷入
you're
危
putting us
险。
in danger again.
我听到
I
他们
heard them
问你问
asking
题，
you questions.
他们希
They
望
want
你
you
在
to
法庭上
testify
作
in
证。
court.
小梅，
Xiaomei,
如果我
if
们
we
赢
win
了这个
this
案子
case,
我们会
we'll
在
have
最后
enough
期
money to
离开
leave
中国
China.
你不必
You
再
won't
工
have
作
to work
我
anymore.
们可以去
We
任何
could go
地方
anywhere.
美国、
America,
欧洲
Europe.
小
Xiao
小
Xiao can
可以
get a
上
good
好大
college
学
degree.
你现在想
So
离
now
开
you
中
want to
国了
leave China?
你是个
You're
伪
a
君子
hypocrite.
你的爱国
Where's
主
your
义现在
patriotism
哪
now?
被他们的
They've
服务打
beaten
没
it
了。
out of me.
这是他们在监狱里干的吗？
Did they do this to you in prison?
你为什么
Why
不告
won't
诉
you
我？
tell me?
如果我
If
们
we
离开
leave
中国
China,
我们可以
we
重
can
新开
start
始
again.
我犯
I
了
made a
错误
mistake.
正在努力
I'm
地
working
弥补
hard to fix it.
我当初
I
等你
waited
和
for
我
you for 5 years.
我不想
I'm
再等
tired of waiting.
我们这个
We've been working on this case for 3 years.
他们
They
需要
need
我
me.
我需要
I
你，
need you.
你去美国
Go to America.
没有你我活不下去的。
I can't survive without you. Dallas, 2015.
I have one final thing to say to you about my client, and it's a tragic recent development. As a result of his participation in these proceedings, Professor Lee and his wife May have recently separated, which is an incredible burden given his condition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you what you heard in Mr. McLaren's testimony. Onus makes around $50 billion a year. Think about what a fraction of that money could do for my client.
I don't understand why I have to stick around for this.
You're the defendant.
I have shit to do. You know, I can't just be sitting around in a Dallas courtroom waiting for the fucking cripple to tell a
Christ,
sob story.
McLaren.
You wasted my fucking time. I mean, what the hell are they trying to get out of this anyway, huh? Money. We tried to give them money.
They want to make a statement.
Yeah, well, some kind of fucking statement when they fucking lose this thing. Jane, there's no chance of them winning, right? Because you said to me to my face that there's no chance in hell of them winning.
There's a very small chance.
Very small? Since when did no chance become very small?
To be frank, McLaren, you didn't come off terribly well on the stand.
The hell is that supposed to mean? I did exactly what we prepped for. I evaded all her fucking questions. I said I had no memory of the fucking thing, which you and I both know.
Is a totally plausible claim. And I'd rather you not tell me otherwise, because then I'd know that you just knowingly perjured yourself in a court of law.
So what the hell is that supposed to mean, that I didn't come off terribly well?
It just means that you're not terribly, well, how can I put this, likable.
Yeah, no shit I'm not likable. No shit. Is that going to be a problem?
Well, probably not.
Jane, you gotta tell me, is it a problem?
Look, they don't have a leg to stand on legally. It's a flimsy argument and they know it. But if Lee comes off well and you don't, there's always the possibility that, and it's slim, but there is a possibility that the jury will sympathize with him and not you and, well, ignore the facts.
That's a possibility, then.
As I've said, their argument is thin. And I think, as an American, they're more likely to sympathize with you than with the Chinese plaintiff. But as a human being...
You offered them 10?
Yes.
Offer them 20. I gotta get back to fucking work.
So then we'll move on to your arrest and time in prison.
然后我们会问你关于你被逮捕和监禁的时间。
Jules?
Right. So, Professor Lee, how long were you held in detention?
你被拘留了多久？
从2006年到2011年，总共53个月。
From 2006 to 2011 for 53 months.
And during that time, you lost your ability to walk?
在这期间，你是否失去了行走的能力
是。
？Yes.
How did that happen?
怎么发生的？
有各种影响因素。
There were a number of contributing factors.
Tell him he has to actually describe the incident.
你必须描述这事件。
我被虐待了。
I was abused.
In what way?
怎么样的虐待？
哎，你说过，如果我不想提这些，我可以不用的呀。
You said that if I don't want to talk about it, I don't have to.
You don't.
No, that's why we're asking you these questions again now, so you can tell us if there's anything you're not comfortable answering.
这就是为什么我们现在再次问你这些问题，这样您可以告诉我们有什么你不想回答的。
We just need you to tell us exactly how you sustained your injury. Then we're done. I promise.
我们只需要您形容您是怎样受伤的，说完了就没事了，我保证。
我没有任何隐私了吗？
Is there nothing that I'm allowed to keep private?
Why is he getting so upset?
你为什么提起我的妻子？
Evie? What was that?
He wants to know why you brought his wife up in your opening remarks.
I had to give the full picture. Your wife leaving is part of the context of this case.
他是为了让陪
What
审
we need
团
to make
了
clear
解
is
背景。
that compensation is warranted.
你是因为这个才说
Is
我的
this
妻子
why
不
you
管怎
tried
么
to
样都会
persuade
支
me
持
that
我
my
吗？
wife would stand by me no matter the
Evie-
cost?
Evie?
你觉得我可以
You thought
用
if
他
she
离开我
left
这
me,
个
you
来
could
作为
use it
额
as
外的
additional
证据吗？
evidence?
那不是，
你觉得这
Is
是
this
游
just
戏
a
吗？
game to you?
你觉得我在这
You
里
know what
冒
I'm
险吗？
risking to be here?
你知道我
You know what
失
I've
去了什么吗？
sacrificed?
Will someone please
could you-
fucking translate?
Jay, I'm trying.
不是他，
It wasn't
是我。
her. It was me.
是我说的
I，said that.
不是他。
It wasn't her.
他不知道，
She
我
didn't know.
翻译错
I
了。
mistranslated.
我是为了要你
I
答
wanted
应
you to say yes.
我错了
I was
对不
wrong.
起
I'm sorry.
What are you saying to him? Evie, what are you saying?
I mistranslated.
What? When?
In 应城 I mistranslated.
The fuck were you thinking, Evie?
I
You realize you could have jeopardized our entire fucking case? What the fuck were you thinking?
I knew you really needed his testimony, and I just thought it'd be, like, more efficient to...
More efficient? You thought that mistranslating what I was saying to my fucking client, you thought emotionally manipulating him would be more efficient?
I mean, it was, wasn't it? I'm the one who got him here.
By lying to him.
I didn't lie. I just said she probably already knew about his denouncement, so she'd stand by him no matter what. I mean, you're the one who brought her up in your opening remarks, and now you're, like, badgering him about his time in prison, which he clearly doesn't want
For the
to
last
talk
fucking
about.
time, Eva, you are not a fucking lawyer. I need him to talk about the abuse. It's how we demonstrate grievous harm. See, that's a legal strategy. You telling my client that his wife would never leave him? That's a naive and frankly fucking idiotic statement. One that could now fuck up my case, to say nothing of my client's life.
Is he still gonna testify?
I don't know, fuck. I don't know. fuck am I gonna get a Mandarin translator in Dallas?
You called?
Julie, I can still do it.
I'm always available.
Are you fucking crazy, Evie? I can't put you on the stand with him now. You have completely destroyed your credibility.
No, I can still help you with this, Jules. If you just let me talk
No.
to him, I can fix it. If you
You
just...
can't fix it by talking. Sometimes things get broken, and no amount of talking is gonna magically fix it. Now, I have a justifiably pissed off client to manage and a translator to find, so could you please just get the fuck out of here?
Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm just sorry I can't continue helping you wage, like, your whole war against Chinese tyranny.
I don't like your tone there, Evie.
What tone is that, Jules?
What do you
What
mean?
might I be insinuating there with my tone?
Jesus, Evie, really?
Oh, no, because it's like just a total coincidence that 2 months after we put her in the fucking ground.
Jesus, Eva.
And you call me up to be your translator. I mean, what was the idea here? You give me this bailout, and we take on our Chinese oppressor sisters hand in hand?
You are a fucking child.
No, I was a fucking child. And you left me with that woman.
What the fuck was I supposed to do?
Get me out of there.
And do what? Raise a 10-year-old as a freshman? Does that sound like a reasonable fucking solution to you, Eva?
You could have done something.
Like what?
Like visited once in a while. That was the time for a fucking bailout, Jules. You could have done something. You could have... I needed you, and you left me. You left me alone in a foreign country with a fucking monster. And it's worse what you did, because she was just ignorant, okay? She was an ignorant tyrant, but you fucking knew. You knew what she was like, and you left me anyway.
Well. Evie, you know, now that you've alerted me to the sheer magnitude of my crimes against you, systematically fucking all my colleagues does seem like a mature response. What do you do for money?
I can't.
Why?
Because you won't.
I won't. I won't what? I won't be proud of you? Is that it, Evie? I won't be proud? I won't be fucking proud?
That time,
Couldn't be better.
I've been authorized to offer you a revised figure.
We reject it.
It's 20.
He was really something on the stand, your guy. I don't remember. Maybe an intern did it.
It's reasonable doubt.
Yeah, but you gotta admit the jury's gonna loathe that guy. I couldn't have dreamt of a better villain.
You didn't pin him, not beyond reasonable doubt.
Then why the revised figure?
I'm trying to help you.
Ha! We reject your offer.
Julie, come on. You're on a crusade at the expense of your clients, and you know it. All they want
Don't
is
tell me what's in my
compensation for
client's
what they've
best
endured.
interests.
What kind of humanitarian are you? You once asked me how I sleep at night.
Yeah.
I sleep at night in the knowledge that small deeds are better than sweeping gestures. I sleep at night because I get these behemoths to play by the rules. And that's hard, Julie. That's harder than whatever it is you people do, fighting the good fight.
We're rejecting your offer.
Well, worth a shot. If you ever decide to join us soulless corporate sharks, Chen, do let me know. Honestly, I think you'd be better suited to it. It has a kind of moral clarity that humanitarianism precludes.
Hi.
Fucking
Sorry.
Christ. You scared the shit out of me. Oh, you're the...
That's me.
Did you just get here?
That's a funny question.
It is?
You're aware, I assume, that your conception of time has certain linguistic aspects?
Does it?
Yeah. Well, English relies largely on tenses to situate things in time. Did you just get here, for instance? Mandarin, on the other hand, relies largely on context, a shared understanding of where events fall in time. So to translate from Mandarin to English, you also have to translate from objective time to, well, grammatical time. You have to build your own structure. I just think that's funny.
You're a pretty weird guy, huh?
I guess I am.
Listen, I don't have time to get anyone else. My translator quit like 2 hours ago, so I'm kind of scrambling here. Just be as one-to-one as possible, okay? Don't embellish.
Of course.
And I don't really have time to give you the context, so you don't have to understand the case, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
But, you don't happen to have any strong feelings about the Chinese government, do you?
I don't have any strong feelings.
Oh, good.
What happened to the other translator?
Family emergency.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, it is.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth in the name of God?
是。
The decision you make here today is going to set a very important precedent. Not just here in Texas, but around the world. So I appeal now to your human decency. I want you to listen to what Professor Lee has suffered. And I want you to imagine what you'd hope a jury would decide, were you in his shoes. The world is watching you. Professor Lee, how long were you held in detention?
您被拘留了多久？
从2006年到2011年，总共53个月。
From 2006 to 2011 for 53 months.
And during that time, you lost your ability to walk?
在这期间，您是不是失去了行走的能力？
是。
Yes.
How did that happen?
发生了什么？
有各种影响因素。
There were a number of contributing
我在
factors.
监狱的时候，腿
The
的
muscle
肌力有
strength
所
in my
衰退
legs deteriorated significantly while I was in prison.
Was there a particular incident that exacerbated this deterioration?
有没有发生什么加重减退的事情？
有。
Yes.
What was the incident?
什么事情？
我被迫在监狱
I
院子
was
里站了
forced to
30个小
stand
时
in。the prison yard for 30 hours.
Until your legs collapsed.
直到您的腿虚脱了。
Yes。
Did the prison guards know your legs had weakened before they made you do this?
监狱的看守知道你的腿已经衰退了吗？
知道。
Yes.
我之前要求
I
看医
asked
生
to。see a doctor.
And instead of letting you see a doctor, they made you stand in the yard for 30 hours.
但他们没让您看医生，反而让您罚站。
Yes。
Professor Lee, do you hold onus systems responsible for the injuries you sustained in prison?
那对于您在监狱里所受到的伤害，您是否认为 ONUS 系统应该负全部责任？
Yes。
Thank you. No further... I'm not finished. Professor Lee, while you were imprisoned, did you endure other forms of physical abuse?
您坐牢的时候，有没有受到其他形式的身体虐待？
Ask him again.
您坐牢的时候有没有受到其他形式的身体虐待？
Yes。
beatings,
挨打吗？
Yes.
forced
强迫进
feeding,
食，
Yes.
electric
电击
shocks,
Yes.
挨
starvation,
饿，
Yes.
sleep
剥夺睡
deprivation,
眠，
Yes.
solitary
单独监禁
confinement, sexual
性侵犯
assault,
我没被强奸，
I was not raped.
我从没被强
I
奸。
was never raped.
but you were assaulted.
但您被侵犯过。
有一回，有4个
There
看
was
守
an，incident where
他们撕破
there
我
were
的
4
衣服，
guards. They stripped me of my clothes.
看守们
The guards,
玩弄我的生殖器，
they
还
played
有
with my genitals.
他们扯了我的阴毛。
They pulled at my pubic hair.
其中有一个看守，
And then one of the
他拿
guards
了我的马桶刷，
he took my toilet brush
来，
and
他来，
and he
这不对，我不能再说下去。
he's saying he can't continue.
这不对。
This isn't right.
你答应过，
You promised.
你答应过。
You promised.
No further questions, Your Honor. Can we take a brief recess?
这不对，
This isn't right.
Can we please take a brief recess?
This isn't right.
这不对。
Your Honor, we're finished. We're finished.
三个和尚没水喝。Three monks have no water to drink. A monk, or holy man, I don't assume. A holy man lives atop a mountain, and every day he carries a bucket of water up the mountain to survive. Then a second holy man arrives, so they share the burden. But when a third arrives, the holy men start to assume that someone else will be responsible for the bucket, and so one day they have no water to drink. Well, the English equivalent, I suppose it. Too many cooks spoil the... Right. But you can see it's not really the same thing. You see, the proverb doesn't warn against misguided benevolence. Too many people trying to help at once. It warns against indifference, the belief that someone else is responsible, someone else is to blame. So you can see it's not really the same thing. It's not the same thing at all.
Jules.
We'll need to file a notice of appeal.
Jules, come on.
I know what you're going to say about the cost, but if we can drum up some more press, get the right legal team together, I think we can take this thing all the way to the Supreme Court.
Jules, will you just stop? We're not going to appeals.
What?
He's on a flight back to China, Jules. It's over. We lost. You understand? We lost.
Then we'll get someone else.
Jesus, Jules.
What? You think there are more people in China affected by this? People won't want to speak out? Because everyone in China is affected by this, Rich. Every single Chinese citizen. You know the kind of shit they're doing now? AI censors, banning Wikipedia, a fucking social credit system. It's getting worse, not better, okay? We can't just stop fighting this just because one Dallas jury...
Jesus, Jules, are you even listening to yourself? You couldn't get anyone. Remember, Dow was your guy, okay? And you fucked it up.
My sister fucked it up.
Eva didn't hound our client until he broke down on the stand. Eva sure as hell didn't knock back a $20 million settlement. Jane told me.
You went to Bowman behind my back?
Oh, for God's... It's not behind your back. I'm your co-counsel. And you went behind my back when you opted not to disclose the fact that defense had offered us a revised figure at the 11th hour. The figure we were purportedly aiming for, the figure we should have accepted.
How many times do I have to tell you it's not about the fucking money?
Then what the hell is it about? Jules, tell me what it's about.
It is about letting them know someone's watching. It's about letting them know they can't just get away with it. It's about showing them that the internet isn't just some autonomous entity.
I don't claim to interpret.
It's not just this nebulous, amoral thing hovering around in the ether.
Is that helpful?
The internet is people. It's people building things. And those people are causing other people immense fucking suffering.
Am I helping you?
Who are we showing, Jules? The jury? The Chinese? Who? Onus? You think this will make them think twice about what? Their corporate governance? You know what might have accomplished that, Jules? Making them pay $20 million for their sins. That might have accomplished something. You know the worst part of all this, Jules? I don't think you have the faintest idea what you're doing it for. Me, at least I'm honest about why I'm in this game. I'm in it for the money. But you, I don't think you give a damn about China or the CCP or Onus. I don't think you could give two shits about the Golden Shield. And I think Evie, I think she was way off the mark on this one. I don't think this is some kind of warped revenge plot against your mother. No, deep down, Julie, this is just about wanting to win. And you'll step on anyone to get there.
She told you about her. She barely knows you.
Actually, she knows me quite well. Eva's known me quite well for about 4 years.
Hey, so you wouldn't happen to be in DC and down for a fuck, would you?
No. I'm in Melbourne, where it is a wildly inappropriate time for a booty call.
Right. Sorry.
But thank you for the charming offer.
Anytime.
Are you okay?
Not really. No.
I'm sorry. Is it the trial?
I'm not at the trial. And I'm drunk.
Okay. Did something happen?
I know this is somewhat impossible for you to believe, but I just wanted to help her out. Oh, and while you're being morally affronted about a business arrangement between two consenting
That's my
adults,
fucking sister,
would you
Rich.
ask yourself if it's any more exploitative than what you just did to Lee up there on that stand? What I'll do for money, what Eva will do for money, that has its limits. What you'll do in the name of righteousness, I just don't know anymore, Julie. I honestly don't.
So I just had this, epiphany. That the reason why I'm good at translating, the reason I'm supposed to be good at translating anyway, is the same reason I'm good at fucking people for money. Because in both cases, right, people are, paying me, essentially, to not have my own thoughts. I'm just this empty fucking conduit for other people's bullshit. And actually, the world would be much better off if I was just if I was just a mouth and a cunt.
No, it wouldn't.
Really? Because I'd be pretty, portable. Long distance wouldn't be a problem. You could put me in your hand luggage.
Look, as you know, I am a big fan of both your mouth and your cunt. But I am also a big fan of you as a thinking human being. I don't want you to be a conduit, Evie.
Oh.
I mean, in an ideal world, you'd just be you, and I'd be me, and we'd be us. And conduits can get fucked.
Oh.
And I am fully aware of the irony of saying that down a phone line. Evie? You still there?
That's a really fucking nice thing to say.
Occupational hazard, I'm afraid. Activist. Nice by trade.
So, how about it?
How about what? Oh, I mean, we live on different continents.
Yeah, but come on, it's the digital age.
I just hadn't even considered that with you because of, like, what you do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a problem for you?
I mean, in like a hypothetical realm, no. But in a personal realm, I think, yeah, it might be a problem.
Forget it.
No, hey,
I'm gonna hang up now.
don't.
It's not that I...
Can we just... Fuck. Let's just back up, okay? Let's talk about it.
Like, as in...
As in, you say why you do it, I'll say why I have a problem with it. And then, like, we'll see. How about I go first? I'm afraid your job means you can only think of a relationship as a series of transactions.
Oh. I'm doing it because it's how I make money, which is necessary. Money is necessary. I'm doing it because it's easier than failing at something else.
Okay. See? That wasn't so hard.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
400%.
Marsh.
We made the internet 400% faster for 1.4 billion people. Where's the conversation about that, huh? Where's our fucking accolades for that?
You don't have to convince me.
If you went up to any guy on the street, any guy, out in Guangzhou or fucking Shanghai, you said to them, hey, mister, we can either make your Wi-Fi 4 times faster or reduce online censorship. You know which one they'd pick? Maybe some knuckles get bruised, maybe poor bastard loses his legs, but 4 times faster for you and your 8 fucking kids and their 8 fucking kids. You know which one they'd pick?
Marsh, we won.
I'm just saying. Efficiency is good. Efficiency is a public fucking good. I don't appreciate being treated like a fucking villain for improving the lives of 1 billion fucking people just because people are too fucking stupid to understand what it is we do. Censorship will always exist in China. All we did is we made it 4 times faster. You think I'm a villain, Larry?
Nah, man.
You can tell me if you do. I don't give a shit. I mean, maybe I am a fucking villain. I don't know.
Marsh, look. Would we do it the same way? Doing it over, maybe. Maybe not. But a decade on, we're a net good in China. You know? I mean, Google, Yahoo, they couldn't cut it in China, but we could. And we're a net good. And that is something to be proud of. You know? That's a reason to celebrate.
You've changed your fucking tune.
Have I?
I mean, time was you were reining me in, voicing your moral fucking scruples.
Yeah, well, that was 2006. I mean, you were right, Marsh. I couldn't see it at the time, but this is the way it's heading.
What way is that?
Decentralization. I mean, that's the future, right? Blockchain, crypto, universal Wi-Fi. It's all headed that way. And it's not going to mean decentralization of power. Power is always going to be centralized, but it won't be the Chinese government. It won't be any government. It's going to be us. We'll have the power, Marsh. So we just got to use it for good. And for the most part, Marsh, I think we really do. For the most part, I think. I think, all things considered, within reason, I think we're doing a good job.
You're smarter than you let on. You know that, Larry?
I'm just drunk, man.
dick to you.
Nah, man.
This isn't an apology. It's just an acknowledgement, okay? And it's what makes me good at what I do, but doesn't change the fact that I'm a dick.
Hey. Water under the bridge.
事过境迁.
And seeing as it's like water under the bridge and all, would this be the appropriate moment to tell you that when I photocopied the document for the board meeting, I may or may not have, so long ago, who really knows, but I may have left the original in the photocopier. Would this be a good moment to tell you all that?
How's the new practice?
It's shit. Soulless corporate shit. Honestly, it's a relief. How's tricks? Sorry, I shouldn't...
It's what I do, so tricks are fine.
You know, you could always...
Jules, why'd you call? What is this?
So, if you were still thinking about law school...
I'm not.
Okay. Anyway, one of the first legal concepts you get taught is intractability. Like, that sometimes the dispute's just so convoluted, or the implications are so far-reaching, it's just totally beyond arbitration. And the best thing you can do is just quit. But I've always been like, fuck intractability, you know, because nothing should be too big, too messy, too ugly for the law. That's what the law is for. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is I think family is the same. Family can't be intractable.
Oh. You don't even like me.
Of course I do.
Okay, well, honestly, Jules, I don't like you.
We don't have to like each other. Families don't like each other. They, you know...
Love is an interesting construct, linguistically. Lots of languages have multiple words for love. Romantic, familial, carnal. Interestingly enough, in both Mandarin and English, there's only really one word, and it's pretty much all-encompassing. I is both past and future. Love is a circle and a line.
Enter May with a bag. Enter Lee. May looks at Lee. Lee looks up at May.
That's, something like, well?
May scratches her ear.
That's, I couldn't stand living with my brother's wife.
Lee gives the slightest nod and looks away.
That's, I've been destroyed.
May puts her back down.
That's, I'll stay.
May places a hand on his shoulder.
I think that's, a blanket expression of care.
Lee places his hand over May's hand.
This one, I don't think I can. It's somewhere between I need you and there's no recovering from this.
May kneels in front of Lee. Lee kisses May on the forehead.
That one?
May kisses Lee on the forehead.
Not sure. Maybe I'm afraid?
May kisses Lee on his eyelids.
No, that's not.
The kisses May's eyelids.
I'm not really sure.
So couldn't we, I don't know, could we find a way to be family? Because we went through it together, you know? Because it's you and me, Evie. It's our history.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that having, like, shared trauma with someone is a particularly good reason to keep having a relationship.
So what, we just quit at being family?
I don't know. Maybe.
But I feel like we're tangled up.
Yeah.
So that might be harder.
Yeah.
And maybe if we just developed a system or boundaries for communicating, then that would help.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I guess.
Talk to her.
Yeah.
Talk to her.
This is LA Theatre Works production of Golden Shield by Julie Felicia King, directed by Annalise Erikson. Starring Seamus Dever as Larry Murdoch, Fong Du as the translator, Greg Gurman as Richard Warren, Belinda Gosby as Amanda Carlson, Angela Lin as Julie Chen, Marty Ma as Deputy Minister Gao Shengwei, Ian Song as Huang Mei, Josh Stamberg as Marshall McLaren, Jan Wong as Li Dao, Joanne Wally as Jane Bowman, and Jennifer Jung as Eva Chen. Senior producer Annalise Erikson, production supervisor Mark Holden. Recorded by Neil Woganson and Charles Carroll at the Invisible Studios, West Hollywood. Edited by Neil Woganson. Designer Charles Carroll. Foley artist Mark Holden. Studio intern and Foley engineer Chloe Foster. Mixed by Charles Carroll. Senior radio producer Ron Lipkin. Golden Shield is part of LA Theatre Works' Relativity Series of science-themed plays. Lead funding for the Relativity Series is provided by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world. You'll find Golden Shield and hundreds of other titles on our website, latw.org. I'm Susan Loewenberg, producing director of LA Theatre Works.